Hello and welcome to the Ask Arlene Show. You can go where you want to go, you can do what you want to do, and you can be who you want to be in the world. Today, we're so excited because we have a special guest with us by the name of Kaye Kidd. She is a best-selling author, not only a best-selling author, but a multi-million-dollar successful business owner. So we're so excited to have this winning woman who is doing great things in the world with us to give us tools, tips, and techniques about how we can overcome our fears, get unstuck, live our best lives, and also have successful businesses. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Arlene, host of the television talk show Ask Arlene, which airs on Thursdays at 6:30. And as a business consultant and life coach, I help you to move forward in your business, project, or endeavor. So if you always wanted to write a book, but you just haven't seemed to get started, or you always wanted to 10x that business that you already have, expand it to the next level, you know exactly what you need to do, but you just haven't done it? Well, I've already purchased all the courses, read all the books, the Tony Robbins, all sorts. I have several degrees, including a master's degree and credits toward a doctorate. I've sat with and met celebrities and done the networking. And what I realized is what I really needed was a mastermind group of people working toward my project, my business, or my endeavor. So what I've done is met with coaches and met with experts and put them together to work on your project. So join us today for our mastermind networking group. I'll see you there. Click the link below.
Hello and welcome back. We're so excited to join you today. Today we're talking about secret number 5, which is writing that plan, okay? Writing that book that has been on your heart and on your mind. And we're so excited today because we have a special guest with us who's not only written a book, but she's written several bestsellers. This young lady knows how to get not only our books published, but knows how to help us to maximize the content that we put out there in the world so that the maximum number of people can be able to see it, receive the content, and be helped and healed and moved and inspired. And so we're really excited to have her on the show today. We're asking you to please go to www.askarleneshow.com and be able to click on the link and see this show, because we're going to have it there, as well as past shows with other special guests. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome our guest today by the name of Kaye Kidd. Hello, Kaye. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Wonderful. Now, where are you today, Kaye?
I am in Seattle today. I'm a digital nomad. I usually travel between Southern California and Seattle, and today I'm in Seattle.
Excellent, excellent. So I usually travel between sunny California and New York, but today I'm in California. So you're home away from home. So I'm really excited to have you on the show because I had the opportunity of meeting you several years ago at a master conference. And you are a special person, not just because you have the content and the material up here, but you actually have learned from the best of the best. I met you through the Lisa Nichols network, and I know you're also a part of several other people that we're involved with. What is that other wonderful lady's name? Her name escapes me right now.
Susie Carter? Are you
Susie Carter, yes,
Power
Susie
Prophet?
Carter, Lisa Nichols, all of the greats. You've
Yes.
had the one-on-one opportunity to really sit at the footsteps of these greats and become great and translate it into your business. And so we're so excited to have you on today to share with us how we can glean and grow and be touched, moved, and inspired by your time. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you've been in business for 20 years. I know that it's a family-run business. I had the opportunity to meet both you and your husband together building this wonderful business. Give us an idea, though, of how you came into this space. I've shared my story time and time again about how I came to that conference, the one that I met you at. My mom had recently died, and I was just really stuck. and I didn't really know what to do to get unstuck and to move forward. And I met Narelle via phone because I wanted to gain coaching. And she was the one that told me I had to immerse myself in it. I had to come to California and that would change the way that I thought. And to be honest, I really didn't believe her. I was like, I'll just take the internet version. I'll just type and, listen. And she was like, no, you have to be a part of the group and the community. And I came, and you were one of those amazing people that I had the opportunity to interact with during that time. So tell us how you came to be a part of this overcoming fear, getting unstuck, and living your best life concept.
Well, I'm originally from Portland, Oregon, and Lisa Nichols from The Secret came to Portland in an event, and I happened to see her speak. And the only thing she offered at the time was this new retreat that she was doing in Malibu. And it was like a 4-day massive makeover. And I'm like, I need a massive shift in my life. Long story short, I had been hiding behind my clients. Like, I was doing great things for them, but I was afraid to be seen. And in that very powerful weekend, time with Lisa and with Susie, Lisa convinced me that I needed to be visible, vulnerable, and authentic, visible being the emphasis there, because I really want to be visible. I thought, I'm too big to be visible and out there. My clients, they're beautiful people. They're great to put out there for marketing and publishing and everything else. But the thing is I was only publishing like 1 to 5 books a year before I spoke with Lisa. After Lisa said, you need to share your story and share what's powerful for you and help other people. And I went on to then help 156 people publish their best-selling books in a year. So from 5 to 156 in a year, because I was willing to be seen, like that lit my fire. And now I have no problem being on camera and being seen anywhere, anytime, as long as I'm talking about my gifting and helping people share their message with the world. Then I have no fear at all.
Well, thank you for sharing your message with the world and also being vulnerable to share your message with us. I just want to also share that I have seen a transformation in you, not just, in terms of your business, but physically. I mean, you have long, beautiful hair now. You're wearing makeup. I mean, you have really transformed physically. And I think that it's so interesting. Many people, I do a program, and one of the programs I do is about being confident in speaking. And one of the key secrets is that one of the reasons why we don't feel confident is because we don't like the way we look. We just don't like the way we look, but we can change it, and you were great before. Not saying you weren't great before, but now you're even more glamorous. I mean, like I saw one of the photographs and it was like you had just stepped off the cover of Vogue with the makeup and stuff. So what prompted the transition? Like you look great. What are you doing differently?
Thank you. Well, part of the transition was a little bit gradual because Lisa and Susie are a powerhouse 1-2 punch. Lisa got me in front of people. Susie, who comes from the beauty industry originally, got me hair extensions and lashes and nails and all that. But it didn't happen overnight initially. Initially, it came out slowly. But then fast forward about 2 years ago, my now ex-husband and I got divorced. And all of a sudden, I came to that age and that stage in my life where I'm like, what do I want? What do I need? What do I like? If you've ever seen the movie Runaway Bride, where she is trying every egg imaginable because she's not sure what egg she likes, that's the story of my life starting 2 years ago. What do I like? What's for me? You know what I like? I like long hair. I like lashes. I like shopping. I like, and I'm just living every day to live my best life, truly. So that's the transformation that you've seen. And people have told me I look 10 years younger and yes. I'm almost 50. I'm going to be 50 in 5 months.
Congratulations. So we can glean from that book that you've written as well, just in terms of seeing your transformation. So the book that I've written is Overcoming Fears, Getting Unstuck, and Living Your Best Life After COVID-19. And one of the things we talk about in there, actually, because you're an author, I'm sharing this, is that we need to have proximity to the things that we want and gain proximity to the accomplishments and the goals that we truly want to achieve. So there are people that are doing the things that we want to do. And so we need to connect with them. And not everybody wants to connect with us, but we're very excited that you're one of those connectors. And so today we'd like for you to share with us, what are some of the things, tools, tips, techniques that we can use in order to have more successful businesses? You are a $1 million business owner. You have gone from 5 to 156 clients just at the drop of a hat because of the connections that you have made. Give us some insight as to some of the things that we can do as well during this conversation to do better in our businesses.
Well, I absolutely couldn't agree with you more. Proximity is definitely a big part of it. So I would urge everyone to go to bestsellersguild.com, join our Facebook group of 3,500 authors who are in some form, and most of them are business owners in one form or another. Join groups like that of like-minded individuals who are headed where you want to go. If you want to be a best-selling author, hang out with best-selling authors. If you want to be a multi-million-dollar business, hang out with people who are already there. Hang out with people who are headed there. Hang out with people that are going to make you stand on your toes and lean forward and move. Let your family members and friends be your family and friends. Look for the people that are running the same direction you are. And definitely proximity. When I met Lisa, she was 100 steps ahead of me. Now she's like 50 steps ahead of me because I gleaned so much from her and Susie and other coaches I've hired over the years.
So tell us, what are some of the things that you think you have gleaned from them that you think would be helpful to us today?
The number one thing that has helped me astronomically is just being willing to be visible, vulnerable, and authentic. Truly. And the example I give a lot of my authors is the difference being between Barbara Walters and Oprah Winfrey. Barbara Walters, very polished in her craft. Oprah Winfrey even wanted to be Barbara at one time.
Yes.
But Oprah, we've seen her do the ugly cry. We've cheered her on to Mary Stedman. We've seen her lose and gain weight, all these things. Very visible, very vulnerable, very authentic. I feel like I know Oprah. In fact, I call her my second mom because I was raised on so much of her information.
I love her too. Yes.
See,
yes,
many of us do. And yet Barbara Walters, as much as I have respect for her, I'm not as interested in what she has to say. But if Oprah says, like, Oprah's been there, done that. So being willing to be visible, vulnerable, like, air your dirty laundry when needed to share an experience and an overcoming story.
Wow.
You don't have to be polished and perfect, because I was always afraid to be seen because, not until I lose weight, not until I grow my hair out, not until. But the truth is that every year I waited was this opportunity for me, for my children, my family, and everybody else that I helped, and those people that they helped. Because those 156 best-selling authors, we tracked their day one of exposure. And just on day one of each one of those authors, they reached 80,000 people that year on only their day one. So I had a little hand.
So what are some of the things that you caused them to do differently that you think allowed them to reach so many people? So there are very many people that have books, that have written and have businesses, and they'd like to have their businesses be successful. They're even listening to the show right now. What are some of the things that you think these people did differently that caused them to be more visible and gain, greater a number of sales? And one of the things you said is you made them more visible, but everybody's on Facebook, everybody's on Instagram and LinkedIn. So what's the distinction between your folks that you think we could be doing differently while we're online, in addition to what you shared?
Well, I'll give you as much information as I can in the time I'm allotted. But we look at books differently from the beginning. I look at your book as a tool. Old school books is like you put everything you can in a book and put it out in the world, and that's the end of it. No, today, your book is the beginning of a conversation. By the end of that book, they're like, oh, I need more of her. I need more of him. And so we plan that strategically before we ever start writing. When I do a free online workshop where we do your outline and you know exactly what the book content is going to be in an hour. Like, that's a great start to getting it done, and recognizing that it's going to be a tool that you're going to then use that book to help people. So then you can leverage the marketing as you're writing it, which I help my authors do, then you can leverage the marketing once it's a bestseller, because I give you my bestseller formula. And then beyond that, you turn it into an online course, or you use it as a platform for politics, or you turn it into a screenplay and get it published as a play, movie. Like, it's not just getting the book done. That's really just the beginning. It is a pretty huge task to get your book done, because 81% of people surveyed say they want to write a book. Less than 5% ever
really
do.
just the beginning. And so
Yes.
we need to make sure that we're utilizing all these steps. Okay, so we're going to go to break. We're going to come right back.
Okay.
And you're listening to the Ask Arlene Show, and we're with Kaye Kidd of Bestsellers Guild. We'll be right back. Hello, I'm Arlene McLaren. I'm a life coach and a business consultant. I help you to move forward in your business, project, or endeavor. So I'm reminding you, you can go where you want to go. You can do what you want to do, and you can be who you want to be in the world. Today, I'm in a beautiful scenery in Napa County with the beautiful water and the beautiful mountains. And what I'm saying to you is you can live your best life. So I have a 5-day, 3-step program for you, free of cost, to help you to live your best life. Please click the link below and start your 5-day course. That's my gift to you, so that you can begin to live your best life. Those dreams that you always had, those goals that you've always had, those things that you've held in your heart and in your mind that you just haven't yet manifested. We'll take this 5-day program and let's begin getting you on that journey. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you there. Hi, so today we're here with Kaye Kidd of the Bestsellers Guild, and I'm so excited to be with her today. One of the things that struck me about you, Kaye, not just the fact that you're a business owner and quite successful at it, you're a multi-million-dollar business owner, and that you've worked with some of the greats like Lisa Nichols and also Susie Carter and many others, but really one of the things that has struck me about you is your heart, the way that you work with people, and you seem to have a caring, diligent spirit. So I believe that this is one of the reasons why your business has done as well as it has, because people have that connection with you. Are there certain things that you feel like you do in order to make that connection with people, or am I just seeing something that, you know, really you're not working very diligently on? I'm just kidding.
Well, I do say it comes naturally, and it is where my heart is.
Yes, I see that.
If I was doing accounting, I'm afraid I wouldn't be as upbeat or enthusiastic about it. I do love what I do, and I work with people that I love. You know, I work primarily with authors, business owners, coaches, and these are like change agents in the world. They're sharing their stories to help somebody. And when I hear what they've overcome or what they're trying to do, it inspires me to support and help them even more. So I have to say it mostly comes naturally, but it's because I'm in my passion and I'm in my gifting. So for anyone listening or watching, that would probably be my advice to them, is that as long as you're in your passion, that part of it comes naturally, I believe.
Excellent, excellent. So in the book that I've written, going back to it, How to Overcome Fear, Get Unstuck, and Live Your Best Life, the step number 1 is actually clarity, in terms of just what you're saying, being clear and truly just having a focus for where it is that you want to go. So I know that I've had a background in sales. So I used to do corporate, and I've worked in politics. And one of the things that we say in sales is that people buy from people that they like. People buy from people that they love. Okay, they just can't help but buy from you. And I feel like that's certainly one of the reasons why we buy from you, because you seem to come at it from the perspective of caring and kindness. What are some other things that you've done that you think helps to create sales? Because in order for a business to go from 0 to $1 billion business, you've got to have sales.
Well, you know, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And for those that I am, I really am. Like,
yes,
when
you are. That's why you're on the show today.
Like, there's other people who do what I do, and they're a good fit for somebody else. And the people that I'm a good fit for, like, we really are in it together. And, you know, what I do to help people and get their books done and share their story is, in my gifting, I'm focused on what they want, what results they want from the book, and how they build that know, like, and trust factor with their ideal client. That's the
How do you
first
help
step
them
that
to
we even do for our
determine
book.
who their ideal client is? How do you help them to determine their ideal client? Because I think that's a key piece.
Yeah, in fact, yesterday I had 2 clarity hot seats back and back, 2 hours of, had about 8 people total. Really, and doing it in a group setting is even better, where we specifically talk about your ideal client. And so part of it is, I'll give you the short version. Nike, when they come out with a new shoe, they put aside one room in the building for that shoe.
Yes.
On one wall in that room is their avatar. They're very specific. What age? Is she a hobby runner? Is she a professional athlete? Does she have children? What job does she work? And the reason they do that is so they can then answer every question. What kind of material do we use? Because it's different for a hobby runner or a professional.
Which is something that I absolutely noticed whenever you do the Lisa Nichols programs and you're in the room with the people. It seems like we're all the same type of people. Caring, loving, business owners, successful, but want to do more in the world, want to advance. It's amazing that they're able to put together the exact same type of person. Almost every person I met was like, oh, a wonderful person. Oh, I'd love to get to know her. It was amazing. It was amazing. So yes, but how
and
do
it's because of that.
But how do we determine, for some of the people who may not know, what their ideal person is or who their ideal person is? Because that's a little bit of a challenge. Would you agree, Kathy?
It is. It is the number one thing that I see people struggle with. And when they get clarity on who they're writing to and what result they want them to get, it comes together in a heartbeat. I've seen people write a book in 3 days because they get that clarity. Like clarity, you're absolutely right, is king. And the thing is that Lisa's a great example. She's very, very solid about her message. She knows exactly who she's talking to. Yeah. And it's because she selected who she wants. That's the thing. You get to ask for who you want because it's no longer who you're stuck with in your small town or even your state. It's now the world is our audience. The world is our possibility. And people tell me, oh, it's for men and women. But how you speak for men is different.
In your program, do you advocate that people decide who they want to talk to first and then they create the product? Or you say, create the product and then the product is certainly geared toward a person? Because what I found is that sometimes you start out with one thing and then by the time you finish writing, you're actually writing about something else that's also even more near and dear to your heart. So tell me what your opinion is on that.
My opinion is that you need to get solid on who your ideal client is.
Front end.
Yes. So if you imagine a room of 30 people who are your ideal client, who you really love working with, who are there because they're hungry for what you have, who are going to be helped by what you're giving them, who are going to receive it, who can afford your services, who are the people specifically that you love helping because you've got so much to pour into them. That's who your ideal client is. That's the conversation you're going to have. Because most of us are reactive. No matter who comes to us, we can help them with this system that we have or this tool that we have. But if you get to choose, if the whole world is available to you and you can't help 1 billion people at one time, but you can help a room of 100,000, what would you want that 100,000 people to be? What would you limit those ideally to? Doesn't mean others won't be helped. They will. But if you're clear about your message, then you're going to bring those people to you. But if you try to talk to everybody, you'll talk to nobody because it won't resonate with anyone.
Hence that clarity, which we're talking about. So when you started your business, you were not out there. You weren't, going live every day and doing the types of things that you are doing now. So in addition to going live, in addition to being a compassionate person, in addition to having clarity, what else do you think has been a major distinction between the old business that was not as successful as the new business now, which is a multi-million-dollar success story?
Really, it's just about consistently being seen in social media. People complain about social media. Oh, I get lost in cat videos, whatever.
They're always complaining.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is that it's a business, and there are things in your business that you're going to have to do. And when it comes to marketing, which is the lifeblood of your business, because you have to market to then close sales, and reaching new people, the easiest way, the most economical way is social media. The other way is you can pay for advertising, which most people don't have the budget for.
Right.
So look at social media as a social opportunity. People forget that it's social. Imagine if
you reached out to the clients that you have been able to garner in terms of pulling them into your Facebook group, because your Facebook group is huge. A lot of us are people who were just, drawn to you because we knew you. But for those that came to you from outside on social media, how are you drawing those social media people?
Same thing. It's all relationship building. It's social. So you met me in a public setting where we actually spoke face to face. But that's what online social media is too. Because if you're standing in a room full of people, the guy that walks in the door and goes, "Who needs insurance? I've got insurance." Nobody likes that guy. We don't like that guy on social media either. But the people who comment on your post, the people who share your post, the people that provide content that's interesting to you, those people you can have a conversation with. And that's what I do on social media, is I just make new friends in social media. I'm interactive and social.
That's awesome that you share that. We have 2 minutes left. I was going to say 3, now only 2 minutes. But in the last 2 minutes, I know that you're familiar with the concept of networking, like when it's not COVID and we're out in the world again. So as I said, my background is sales and, worked in politics. So I did a lot of handshaking and networking. And one of the key things that came to mind was I was in a room full of business owners, just like the people that are in your group. And the guy asked, "Everybody raise your hand if you're here to sell something." And the people raised their hand, which was basically everybody in the room. And then he said, "Now put your hands down. Raise your hand if you're not here to sell something. You're just here to, receive or buy something." And like 1 or 2 people raised their hands. So I'm understanding that a lot of the people that we're interacting with on social media, especially the people who are coming to you with books to sell and products to sell and businesses and life coaching products, we all have something to sell. So how do you make that distinction between we're all just selling something and people who are actually going to purchase what you have to offer and, be content with developing that relationship? How do you do that?
So anytime I enter a room, this is what I tell my clients too, whether it's online in, video, or if it's in person, what's in it for them? So the people that I'm interacting, I look at the situation and the setting, what's in it for them? What can I provide? And if they like what I provided in that moment, what do they want beyond that? And it's either a fit or it's not, and that's fine. And if they like that I have a free workshop to help them write their book, then they're going to come engage with me and we can continue the conversation. Right. And I go with wanting to engage people to, yes, come and purchase with me, but also I'm listening to them and what they need and want. And what they want is more exposure. Okay, maybe I know somebody. What they want is a connection in business. Okay, maybe I know somebody. Right. So what's in it for them? If you're available for what's in it for them. Social media, in person, doesn't matter. What's in it for them? What's the result?
Now you have a person in media as well that you can share with them. Thank you so much for spending the time with us today, Kathy. You are a powerhouse. You are awesome. We're so appreciative of you, and we'd love for you to come back again. Will you come back again and share with us again?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a pleasure. I appreciate it.
Great. I'd like to thank you, the listeners, for spending the time with us today. This 29 minutes. I'd like to thank our team, Rahman. I'd like to thank William and Gary. And we'd like to ask you to join us at www.askarleneshow.com. And you can also see this program and other shows on our website as well as on the YouTube channel. We're inviting you to go there now, and that we will be able to join you later on this evening live. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Always be good. Said I'ma always be good.